Now let's talk about identifying our dimensions. Now, in a previous video, hopefully the one right before this one, was entitled Creating Our Data Warehouse Database. And we created that, and now what we need to do, obviously, is create some dimensions and a fact table at least. And that is exactly what we're going to do, but we're not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it a little bit later. What I want to show you now is the dimensions that we're going to create. I want to identify those for you, and then I want to kind of keep talking about applying indexes to the data warehouse, indexed views, data compression, partitions, and so forth. And then we'll come back and we will create our dimensions. Now understand, what we're going to do here in this course to help you understand what Microsoft's going to test you on in 70-463, notice the title, Implementing a Data Warehouse with Microsoft SQL Server 2012. So this is kind of a blended course, if you will. They want to know that you understand the basics on the structures of data warehouses, and then they want to know, do you know how to use the tools built into SQL Server 2012 to pull this off? And to do that, you need to understand, you need to have a really good understanding of SQL Server integration services, and it's also implemented as SQL data tools. And to do that, I'm going to create a very simple little data mart, 3 dimensions. Notice the first one's going to be the customer dimension, then the products dimension, and then the date dimension. Now, what I don't want you to get caught up on here is, why did he build it this way? Why did he include that stuff? I wouldn't have done that. I would have done that differently. That's fine. There's about 4 billion ways to create any data warehouse or any data mart. So I'm just going to do this kind of as a standard. We're going to pull data from these from the AdventureWorks 2012 DW, or the data warehouse that's already out there that we attached as a sample. I want you to use that AdventureWorks 2012 database, the OLTP, and the AdventureWorks 2012 DW database, the data warehouse version, as references. But we're going to reach into the data warehouse version to pump that data into our little data mart here, because you need to understand and get your head around how to use SQL Server integration services. And we're going to load these using SSIS and SQL data tools, and the point of this is to familiarize you with the various aspects of how you can use integration services and some things they're likely to test you on. Okay, so our 3 dimensions that we're going to create later on: customer dimension, products dimension, date dimension. I'll also, in your work files folder, you will see a script that will create this whole database for you. It won't populate it with data. You'll have to do that, but I will put the structure out there. I put a batch file out there, a script that will let you execute it, and should be able to create these structures on your machine pretty easily using SQL Server 2012. So anyway, that's the dimensions we're going to build. And coming up next, I'll talk about the fact table that we're going to use in this process.